All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rechak Wadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. Peace and blessings to the elect. All right, so today we're going to get into 2 Samuel, the 6th chapter. A quick little summary of what happened in the previous chapter. Let me see. Yeah, basically you had all King David become king over all of Israel, and he then defeats the Philistines twice after they tried to come against him when they heard he was king. Of course, David sought guidance beforehand from the Lord, and the second time they came against him, the Lord bestowed upon him one of his military techniques or tactics. Of course, David came out victorious in the end. So yeah, quick little summary. So this is the book of 2 Samuel, chapter 6 and 1, and it reads, Again, David gathered together all the chosen men of Israel, 30,000. And David arose and went with all the people that were with him from Baal of Judah to bring up from thence the ark of God, whose name is called by the name of the Lord of hosts that dwelleth between the cherubims. And they set the ark of God upon a new cart, and brought it out of the house of Abinadab that was in Gibeah. And Uzziah and Ahio, the sons of Abinadab, drave the new cart. And they brought it out of the house of Abinadab, which was in Gibeah, accompanying the ark of God, and Ahio went before the ark. So right now, David has gathered 30,000 chosen men to bring the ark of God from isn't that Kirjath Jearim? It should be. Where is it? Yeah. It should be Kirjath Jearim. Yeah, also known as Kirjath Jearim. Yep. And so they placed the ark on a new cart, which was guided by the sons of Abinadab. And David and all the house of Israel played before the Lord on all manner of instruments made of fair wood, even on harps and psalteries, and on timbrels, and cornets, and cymbals. And when they came to Nachon's threshing floor, Uzzah put forth his hand to the ark of God, and took hold of it, for the oxen shook it. And the anger of the Lord was kindled against Uzzah, and God smote him there for his error, and he died by the ark of the Lord. So, when the all of Israel is playing music before the Lord with instruments, and then you have when it came to the threshing floor, Uzzah, and how can I say it? Let me see. Hold up. Yeah, the oxen stumbled. The oxen stumbled, and that caused the ark of the Lord to shake. And then you had Uzzah try to steady the ark, but he touched it, so the Most High had to cast judgment. Not supposed to touch the ark. So yeah, he was killed because of that. Even if it was a mistake. Verse 8, and David was displeased because the Lord had made a breach upon Uzzah, and he called the name of the place Perez Uzzah to this day. And David was afraid of the Lord that day, and said, How shall the ark of the Lord come to me? So David would not remove the ark of the Lord onto him into the city of David, but David carried it aside into the house of Obed. Slakia. Obedidum. Obedium. Obedidum. The Gittite. We could just search up
Speak
Obed
Obed Edom.
Edom. Oh, Obed Edom. Oh, okay. Obed Edom, the Gittite. And the ark of the Lord continued in the house of Obed Edom, the Gittite, 3 months. And the Lord blessed Obed Edom and all his household. So, they later left the ark of the Lord in the house of Obed Edom, the Gittite, and they stayed there for 3 months. And the Lord blessed Obed Edom and all his household. And it was told King David, saying, The Lord hath blessed the house of Obed Edom, and all that pertaineth unto him, because the ark of God. So David went and brought up the ark of God from the house of Obed Edom into the city of David with gladness. So David heard that, and so he went to go get the ark from his household. It was so that when they bare the ark of the Lord had gone 6 paces, he sacrificed oxen and fatlings. What does 6 paces mean, though? NLT, after the men who were carrying the ark of the Lord had gone 6 steps, David sacrificed a bull and a fattened calf. Okay, so after they took 6 steps, David then offers sacrifices unto the Lord. Verse 14, and David danced before the Lord before his might, and David was girded with a linen ephod. So David and all the house of Israel brought up the ark of the Lord with shouting and with the sound of the trumpet. And as the ark of the Lord came into the city of David, Michal, Saul's daughter, looked through a window and saw the king leaping and dancing before the Lord, and she despised him in his heart. So you have David over here dancing and leaping for joy, because basically praising the Lord, dancing. David's dancing for the Lord. He's very happy, and then you have Michal over here, Saul's daughter, which was David's wife. She looked through the window and saw King David is leaping and dancing before the Lord, and she despised him. So let's continue. And they brought in the ark of the Lord and set it in its place in the midst of the tabernacle that David had pitched for it. And David offered burnt offerings and peace offerings before the Lord. And as soon as David had made an end of offering burnt offerings and peace offerings, he blessed the people in the name of the Lord of hosts. And he dwelt among all the people, even among the whole multitude of Israel, as well to the woman as men, to everyone a cake of bread and a good piece of fish and a flagon of wine. So all the people departed, everyone to his house. So after the ark of the Lord is set in the place where David had pitched, he then offers burnt peace offerings to bless the people in the name of the Lord. And then David distributes food to everyone, and then they all left after that. Then David returned to bless his household, and Michal, the daughter of Saul, came out to meet David and said, How glorious was the king of Israel today, who uncovered himself today in the eyes of the handmaids of his servants, as one of the vain fellows shamelessly uncovereth himself. What's she saying here? NLT, when David returned home to bless his own family, Michal, the daughter of Saul, came out to meet him. She said in disgust, How distinguished the king of Israel looked today, shamelessly exposing himself to the servant girls like any vulgar person might do. So you can imagine that as David was dancing, maybe clothes he was wearing came undone. That's why she was. David was just happy during that time. He was dancing before the Lord. But you have this demon over here. Verse 21. And David said unto Michal, it was before the Lord, which chose me before thy father, and before all of his house, to appoint me rule over the people of the Lord, over Israel. Therefore I will play before the Lord, and I will yet be more vile than thus, and will be base in my own sight. And of the maidservants which thou hast spoken of them shall I be had in honor. Therefore Michal, the daughter of Saul, had no child unto the day of her death. Damn. So yeah, so David was dancing before the Lord, you know. And because of and he basically told her that the Lord chose him over Saul. And he said, there's one word I want to look into. There was vow. I'm mistaken. Light, swift, curse, to lighten, attempt to honor. Okay, no, that's not what I was looking for. Yes, I am willing to look even more foolish than this, even to be humiliated in my own eyes. But those servant girls you mentioned will indeed think I am distinguished. Hmm. So, so basically, you have Michael looking at David in disgust because he was dancing, and David basically said that um, he basically said that he was dancing before the Lord, who chose him, David, over Saul, her father, and he was the one that was appointed king over Israel. So David was David was like, of course I'm gonna celebrate, and he's even willing to look more foolish than how he looks, just because he was celebrated. He was looking foolish. Nah, he doesn't care. So So because of that, Michal, the daughter of Saul, had no kids. Next time you watch your tongue. So yeah, that's the end of Samuel the sixth chapter. Second Samuel the sixth chapter. So a quick summary. You have David bringing the ark of the covenant to Jerusalem, and then you had Uzzah's death for touching the ark because when he tried to study it, and then the ark the ark was then placed in Obed Edom's household for 3 months, and the Lord blessed Obed Edom's household for he blessed Obed Edom's household, and then after the 3 months, David then brings the ark into the city of David, and David danced before the Lord, and Michal despised him for that, and then as a result, the Lord left the childless. No, it's kind of crazy how you're over here just praising, worshiping, and praising the Lord and dancing for Him, and you have this nigger woman Nah, I can't even call a nigga woman. Yeah, this female, let's call this female, out here despising David because of that. Like what? Like, bro, can't a man just worship the Lord in peace, bro? Like, it's not affecting you. Shaking my head. So yeah, that's basically the end. Lord willing, I was edifying, straight to the point. And until next time, shalom.